back to my channel. Today is Thursday, and we know what that is. Crooked drinker time. But let's start with greetings. Hello, my name is Daniel. I'm your host. Your
guy in the chair.
He said it.
And today we're going to be listening to what the Crooked Drinker has to say about Twisters. It was a good movie and a hell of a ride. So, enjoy.
Continuations of long-running franchises are nothing new, especially this summer, which seems to be crammed full of attempts to milk a few more dollars from vaguely recognizable names. But I don't think even the most cynical of media commentators could have predicted Twisters, a sequel to the Bill Paxton disaster movie from way back in 1996. I mean, don't get me wrong, Twister was a fun little movie with a novel premise and some decent action sequences, but it never really seemed like the kind of story that was crying out for a sequel. Like, where can you even take a story like that? Oh well, strap in because you're about to find out. Twisters kicks off with a bunch of irritatingly cheerful college students led by main character Kate, who are on the hunt for a tornado to test their latest science project on. The theory is that Twisters are driven by moisture in the air, and if you release some weird moisture-absorbing chemical directly into the funnel, it'll starve them of fuel and they'll just die out. That's right, they're literally declaring war on Twisters. It's a nice idea in theory, but it all goes wrong pretty quickly when the Twister turns out to be way bigger and more powerful than they predicted, and everyone except Kate gets killed. Flash forward 5 years, and Kate's contacted by her old friend Javi, who now works for some big company that uses radar to scan the inside of Twisters and learn more about their structure and how they're formed. I mean, I'm pretty sure that was literally the whole point of the first movie, but whatever. Maybe they just forgot about it or something. Javi wants Kate's help because apparently nobody has better instincts than her when it comes to chasing tornadoes, but she's like, nah, it'll be fine, because she's gun shy after what happened to her friends. But then there's a convenient news report about a town getting destroyed by a tornado. Wow, that was lucky, wasn't it? And before you know it, Kate's back in Oklahoma ready to join the storm chasers. That's where she runs into a rival group led by Tyler Owens, a daredevil YouTuber who chases tornadoes for views and fun. And straight away, I knew this movie was complete bullshit because it portrays a YouTuber as likable, charming, and charismatic. Anyway, will Kate be able to overcome her fears and do her job to get the information they need? Will she discover the true motivations behind Javi's business venture out here? Will she be able to pull herself together in time to protect a vulnerable community from a once-in-a-generation storm event? Or will she lose herself in Tyler's dreamy blue eyes and charmingly roguish smile and... Shit, sorry, I lost my train of thought there. Twisters is an interesting movie to review because I feel like I could praise and condemn it in equal measure. I mean, on the plus side, it definitely achieves its goal of being a broadly entertaining summer popcorn flick that delivers plenty of exciting spectacle without asking too much from its audience in return. The visual effects look great, but then what doesn't these days? There's some cool action sequences and plenty of stuff getting destroyed for your viewing pleasure, which is exactly what you'd want from a disaster movie like this. There's also surprisingly little key jangling for a modern sequel to a legacy franchise. There's no pointless cameos from the original cast and very few references to the events of the first film at all. The most you get is one scene with Dottie, but even that comes and goes pretty quickly, and for the most part it feels like a film trying to stand on its own merits instead of coasting on the popularity of its predecessor, which is admirable, I guess. The cast is generally likable and charming, especially the two leads who spark pretty well off each other. Daisy Edgar Jones puts in a decent performance as Kate, who's kind of an amalgamation of Helen Hunt and Bill Paxton from the original film, and although she probably could have done with a bit more spark at times, she's able to get the job done tolerably well. The only problem is that she's pretty much overshadowed by Glenn Powell, who's clearly on the fast track to A-list stardom, and while I don't think Twisters demands too much from him as an actor, it's another reliable notch on his belt to prove that he can carry a big budget movie like this. And make no mistake, he's definitely the one carrying this movie. He might not be the main character, but he's certainly the main draw, playing the same brash, cocky alpha male who comes good in the end as he did in Top Gun Maverick to equally good effect. And I've got to be honest here, it's actually pretty surprising that the movie never feels the need to put him in his place and show the audience that Kate's actually better than him at everything. A character like Tyler is to modern Hollywood what hard work, accountability, and personal integrity is to Boogie. And when I think about it, there's a refreshing lack of the message in all aspects of this movie, making it feel like more of a throwback throwback to the 90s original than it has any right to be. The director even went on record as saying that he didn't want to use the film as a platform for some clumsy lecture about climate change, because in his mind, films are supposed to be about entertainment. Holy shit, man, give this guy a raise and put him in charge of Marvel and Star Wars, because we need more creatives like him in Hollywood. On the downside, the film feels a little less focused and structured than the original. The script can't seem to work out what to do with Javi, whether he should be an antagonist with a shady agenda, a love rival, or a dorky supporting character, so it has a crack at all three, and the result is as tonally confused as you might expect. Honestly, you could probably have cut the character out altogether and focused more on Kate and Tyler, and it would have provided a much more streamlined narrative. Also, let's be honest here, the premise isn't exactly original. Most of the big action sequences center around the same exact things we saw in the first movie. Daredevil scientists risking their lives to plant some important machine in the path of an unpredictable tornado, characters haunted by past mistakes, a second act low point where a tornado rips through a populated area and kills a bunch of people, and a big climactic showdown against a monster storm. If you've seen the first movie, then you've basically seen this one too. Yeah, it's got a shiny new coat of paint and fancy new wheels, but it's the same machinery underneath, and whether or not you can accept that is going to determine whether Twisters is worth your time or not. For me though, it was a decently fun, well executed and good natured take on a well trodden idea, and in a summer movie season that's been pretty fucking underwhelming so far, it's not a bad old distraction. Well, until Deadpool and Wolverine comes out at least. Anyway, that's all I've got for today. Go away now.
Peace. Hey guys, I hope y'all liked what he had to say. Yeah, I enjoyed Twisters when I went to see it. I mean, yeah, the first one is kind of the same thing, rehashing, retelling, but it had a trope or two in it about the first one, but it didn't hit your head with any messages about it, which I can appreciate, and I'm sure you can too if you went to see it. But at the end of our thing, this one is like, comment, share, and subscribe, all that good chat. But nope, I'll tell you what, I hope you had an awesome night and a crazy day. And it looks like it's about to storm here. Goddamn. And I hope you had a great, awesome, great day. And see you in the next video. Bye.